Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks here to bring you your weekly flesh and blood market update. Let's go. Well, this week is actually a little bit of a mixed bag. A little bit of cold, a little bit of hot, mostly on the cold side, but we kind of knew that was coming. We've been talking about it for weeks, and we will continue talking about it for weeks because I have a feeling this will not be changing for some time. But let's go ahead and dive into it. I do have some cards to look at today, so that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll leave comments below and like and subscribe and do all those things if you want to. Let's jump in. Nothing in the unlimited box category is of any significant note. We've had some cold weeks leading up to this, so things are just kind of sitting still, which is fine. A little bit of drip down if you notice, 51 versus 53, 76 versus 78, whatever. It's that minimal movement situation, so nothing much to report there. Moving into unlimited cases, we do get a jump in Monarch. Look at that, 11.39% up to 225 from 202. We saw this about a month ago, this price range. We were a little bit higher, actually. So this is kind of probably reversion to the mean, maybe moved a little too fast, too far down too fast, and it's just kind of reverting a little bit. But 11.39%, you can't laugh at. You can't make that a joke. That's serious business in the Monarch world. But yeah, nothing much to report there. We'll have to see how that plays out. Honestly, there's been so little movement in these case prices for so long that it's just surprising to see any change. Dusk Till Dawn hype is well past done. All right, moving into first edition where things get interesting. We are seeing a decline in crew first edition boxes of 6.54% down to 429 from 459. This is getting to those lowest of lows that we've seen. We are seeing some crazy prices. It's kind of funny. So sometimes I take notes at the bottom, and I haven't in a while, and I have this from way back. Look at that. I don't remember what my point was when I put this picture there, but it used to be $6.50 for this box. It was a while ago. So times have changed. Let's see. Actually, let's go through crew real quick. Yeah, it was way back here, all the way back here. What was that? Yeah, August. Yeah. So anyways, 429. I don't think we've seen that price since looks like early 2023. I guess it wasn't all that long ago. Okay. Well, this year we did see that price. I thought for some reason it was that these were approaching the lows, but it looks like it is not. We had 360s, 340 range within the past year or so. Yeah, okay. So we're not even close to the lows yet. Yeah, this has room to decline. We'll look at the charts, but since I don't have the super long-term chart set up, it will not make much, it won't show that historic value, so it's good to eyeball it a little bit. Mon is down 5.68% to 83 from 88. Nothing really crazy there. It's a little bit of a decline, but again, we're seeing it come back from its Dusk Till Dawn highs. I think we're just seeing, that reversion down to a more sane level for the level of supply that we have. Honestly, it's crazy to see it this low considering how high it's been in the past, but it's not like we haven't seen these prices before, right? So we got a Dusk Till Dawn bubble. It's funny that started all the way back there. Oh, man, I do wonder if this market is looked at like people get an inside scoop or understand things before others and then move, and the market just moves and it takes a long time. I don't know. It's either that or I guess, I don't know. Maybe people were just excited about Monarch. There was the Salty Whale movement. I know he had some stuff going on where he was buying a bunch of boxes and stuff. So maybe it was just social trends. It does happen. It's not unusual. Tales of Aria is up 7.02% to 61 from 57. Nothing strange there. Back to its norm. We've been there a lot over the last couple of years, so that's just a pretty standard situation. Moving on to Evo, which I guess is Bright Lights. Do we call it Evo or do we call it Bright Lights? I'll try to stick with Bright Lights, but I'll probably call it Evo every now and then. I sometimes call Tales of Aria Ellie, but tend to stick with Tales, so I'll try to stick with Bright Lights, be consistent. Anyways, it's down 8.97% to 71 from 78. This is post-release dump. We always see this. Nothing special there. And then going on to the cases, Everfest cases down 5.44% to 226 from 239. This is a bit of a surprise. We haven't seen a move down like this since August. That was the last time we were in this range, and it did not stay in this range for long. It jumped back up to 239 and stayed there consistently for a long time. I doubt we'll see it jump back up this time, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Tales of Aria, Evo. God, I just confused myself. Bright Lights, negative 6.69%. Ayo, to 279 from 299. Yeah, just again the post release dump. Nothing unusual there. 279 is pretty low though. Let's see if we have others in that range on the post release dump. No, yeah, that's really low for a post-release in the 2.0 products. Yeah, that's really low. Post-release for 2.0 products tended to stick around the 350 to 300 range historically, and each one trailing down a bit faster. So interesting. So we're seeing an increase in price action to the downside as far as speed of or acceleration to that bottom. Bright Lights being the fastest. I guess the reason we would say that, sorry, I didn't realize you guys couldn't see that. I was just looking at these like here to over, and then like if you go back here to over, you'll see like it moves down faster in Bright Lights. What we got down here to this 300 mark, and then here to, yeah, that actually went up on release. What was that, Uprising probably? Yeah, down to the 300, 290s. Yeah, so it's just faster each set of 2.0 as Outsiders. Yeah, Outsiders, Dusk Till Dawn. And, you know, they basically held, slowly leaked down, held, slowly leaked down, held, leaked down faster, held, leaked down, or didn't hold, just leaked down faster, and then Evo just dumped immediately. So while I say it's normal to see a post-release dump, this is the fastest that we've seen in 2.0 of a dump from map down to these 270 range. Obviously, we get there though, right? These guys are at 280. And I don't think Dynasty ever got there. I think it stayed in the 300s, which is unusual for a supplemental set to hold up. Uprising got there, and then obviously these are different. That's pretty 2.0. But point being is that 270, 280 range is not unusual. The speed at which we get there is the question mark or the variance, and I think the market's just getting used to what 2.0 is. 2.0 means that there is plenty of supply. We are seeing that now. I'll look real quick to see if we still have all 2.0 products for sale. Looks like it. We have Uprising, Dynasty, Outsiders. Yeah, it looks like all 2.0 products are still for sale at distribution. So yeah, basically there's plenty of supply of 2.0, and really it's just a reimagining of the rarity of the various cards inside. So like your Marvels, your Emperors, your like $500 card that they do. So point being, definitely accessible for players. Long term, lots of supply. Will take a long time to flush these out, so expect low prices, and the market's just kind of figured it out. It said, okay, yeah, we know where to settle this immediately, so that's where it settled. We'll see if it goes further, deeper, and you get greater discounts. I imagine you will on at least Bright Lights, just because it's a specialty set that kind of focuses on one thing, so it's going to be less demand, I think, than most of the other sets in the long term. And then as a result, and we've talked about this on the podcast, so go listen to the Sunday podcast with Tommy and I. We've talked about it a lot. And so as a result, it may hit a lower low than most of these other products. All right, moving on to some cards. Oh, man, I hate when it does that. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. All right. You can ignore Hello Kitty. It's a banner ad. I can't do anything about it. I apologize. Hello Kitty, MetaZoo. Anyways, I just did the Fables and the Marvels. These are collectibles. I thought that there was some interesting behavior happening in these markets. I will say Master Cog Cold Foil is looking at that 180 range. I think I saw one in here for 150. 170. Okay, so 170. The price is still declining slightly. You can see it coming down here if you look at the cold foil filter. It is coming down still a little bit. Obviously, one of them sold at 130. That was just a fluke. Might see some more drop down, but I don't know how long it will continue to drop. Master Cog doesn't seem like it's this super playable. I find it interesting that Plague Hive, also 2.0, never dropped below that 300 price point. Well, this is probably not. Here, let's just do the 1 year chart. You'll see, look, it's always above 300. So it is still declining slowly, but it's $300 for the cold foil Plague Hive. Is it? And let me know in the comments what you think. Is it because this is just a much more useful card than Master Cog, Light of Soul, etc.? I could see that happening. Obviously, Light of Soul is limited to only light heroes. Master Cog is just Mechanologist. This is Assassin and Ranger. I don't know. It's hard to say why that's such a big difference, because that should be similar to Light of Soul. It must just be much more playable than these other ones. That was interesting and worth pointing out. Blood of Drakai in that same range, that 150 range. We see a lot of that. I did think that was pretty interesting. Oh, and also these are still dripping down a little bit, the old school ones in rainbow foil. So if you've been waiting to get those, your time is coming. Keep an eye on it. Library Solana is still really high for the cold foil. It is coming back down post Dusk Till Dawn, but it's been 400. It's still up in that 500 range. Let's just see what the lowest listing is. Yeah, there's 20 on the market. So you'd figure there's okay. So yeah, it's 300 for this. That's weird. This chart is so useless. God, it's so useless. It's so annoying. Maybe none of them have sold at 300. Let's just see. I gotta look. My curiosity is getting the best of me. None. It doesn't show any. Oh, wait. That's because it's the wrong filter. It's first edition cold foil. Man, Fab, with your changing of editions, you've really messed things up. Yeah, there's 300 sales. Their chart's just stupid. TCG player chart is stupid. Look at this. It says 500. It's wrong. It's not even close to right. Ugh, so annoying. I hate that. Anyways, data visualization that's useless makes me very upset, as you can tell. But yeah, there's 4 for sale at 290. Don't know how I got there. That was interesting. Huh. Condition guide. So yeah, basically still in that 300 range. Like I said, any of the playables, I guess, end up in 300. Obviously, these are different structures, right? Your 2.0 versus pre 2.0. Monarch had a big print run. I think these have a pretty big print run too. We are not seeing them run out at distribution, which is fine. The Command and Conquer has eked up a little bit. Again, highly playable. It's pretty cool art, obviously, and it is actually in that cold foil range of 740. It was at 500 for a brief period, but it did not last long. Like it just kind of has been moving up over time. We'll see if the markets as a whole pull back on some of these highly collectible pieces and cause a little bit of a downtrend for a while, which will allow people to pick them up. I will say, Tumultai has had a lovely journey. Not that we can trust these charts, but up to those 200 plus range down and leaking still. I imagine as Dromai approaches Living Legend status, that these will come in at a great discount. Dropping down to some angels, I think it's time to keep an eye on these for when to purchase. For example, we're off the highs on the Angel of Protection, which I think is one of the more useful ones. But if you look at your edition, which is also a really powerful one, it has never come back down. So the question is, do we see this chart kind of mirroring the other one over a longer period, so a hump that comes back down, or does this continue to go up? Let me know in the comments what you think, especially considering the playability of your edition versus things like protection and any of the other angels and or dragons. I do think these are factors that will come into play where playability is going to be a larger situation than the other things. Just want to point out as well, Olivia is now in the 600 range. 500 sales were happening recently, but it's important to note that we've kind of passed that period of the low cost, and I think it just goes up from here slowly over time, as we saw with the Angel. Invoke Soraya. Sorry, there's a lot of angels now. Invoke Soraya, which is similar to the Levia, which I think is going to be similar to Teklevasin. I believe they're all like the same class and rarity of card. I like the way Teklevasin is the only full art Marvel. No, let me say that a different way. I like that there is a single chase card that's really good looking. I don't like that Marvels exist that are not really good looking. So, for example, these Evo Mech Breaker, they're just cold foils. Why call them Marvel? That I don't understand. There's got to be some clarity around that. They should just be the cold foil version of it. And is there a cold foil version of this? What does it look like that's different? I don't understand why these are Marvels. So I like the idea of a single chase card Marvel. I don't like the idea of like degrading Marvels by making non-Marvel cards. Like, I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. It's the first time they've done that. So I'm curious what happened there. Maybe we'll get an explanation from LSS at some point, but I don't expect those to hold value because their art value just isn't the same. They're not at the same level as all these full art cards, right? When you put them side by side, you're like, why are these here? Codexes have held up. Well, rather, the primary codex is held up. Shoot, it was here. Is it on the first page? It is on the first page. Yeah, Codex of Frailty has held up to 224. We did see Construct Nitro jump. It was really high. Well, there's no listings, I think, last week. Now there's a bunch of listings down to 299 from like 1,000. But the reality is it only sold, I think, a little bit above this. Yeah, 350 was the highest sale. So now you can get it below that. I think that was mostly on hype. 350 seems to be the rated seller sort of situation that is the market price. So expect 350 or higher for that, at least assuming Mech continues to see play and has some meta bending capability. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. What is the meta going to look like going into a post Lexi era? Iyslander may still be in there, so I don't know how much things are still held down versus open up, but I think that we are going to see some pretty dramatic changes. Obviously, Dromai is poised to be very powerful, but without Lexi in there, and if Iyslander's gone too, I think it opens up a lot more options to face her. So we'll have to see, and that will change the way the cards play. Anyways, moving on. We didn't really have anything in Unlimited that was really worth talking about. Let's just go real quick. Was it Crew? No. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really. Everything was pretty flat, right? It was Monarch was the one thing that jumped. Yeah. Yeah, Monarch cases jumped 225 from 200, reversion to the mean sort of thing. We did see it drop for 2 weeks, which was interesting, but it's still on a downtrend, so just call that supply anomaly. All right, moving on to first edition. I see. WTR, boring, same as always, still on a decline, although it did kick back up. Nope. It did kick back up. We saw 2750. 3,000, back down, still on a decline. Let's see how that lands. Oh, I did want to look at ARC. ARC was that sad situation. Look at this. So when this happened about a month ago, we said that this would indicate a resettling of all prices across sealed over time, essentially to consolidate around this sort of sticky price that is not being filled. Because if ARC is worth this much, then WTR is worth that much, and Crew is worth that much, right? They're proportionally ranked based on supply and what's left and that sort of thing. So ARC coming down to 7,250 should reset most of the rest of the market, and I do think we're seeing that kind of movement generally speaking. You can see this is coming down, although the cases are holding strong. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. I wonder why that is. What would cause the price to stay so strong when everything else is in decline and even the box prices? That is interesting. I guess people just like Crew and want to hold on to the cases. I don't know. That's a weird one. All right, but you're seeing Mon do the same thing. You're seeing all the others do the same thing. General downtrend. We do have that kick up on Tales of Aria. So you have a $4 Arbitrage opportunity. Not really an arbitrage opportunity, but hey, we're going to keep saying it. Everfest, always weird, always low, always down to the lowest levels. Uprising, we're seeing nothing unusual. This is the 2.0 adjustment where the premium on cases is gone. The gambler's premium is just gone. It's really weird because there is valuable cards, but I guess the EV never makes it make sense. And then Outsiders has not settled into that territory yet, but it's tried to. There's been a couple of instances where the I guess it's because it's just so it's floored. It's floored at map. Sorry, a mat. There's no mat. There's a map. And Dust Till Dawn is starting to achieve that same position. So yeah, 2.0, this just seems to be where it is. There's no gambler premium, and that's just how we see it go. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I love responding to your comments. They are so fun, and you make me laugh all the time. Really appreciate it. And until next time, I hope you're out there cracking packs, playing games, and enjoying this hobby that we love.